celebration is Raw.
I'm so excited! I'm so excited! I'm so scared!
Jesse.
I can give you all the things that you wanted before. If you wish.
Welcome to Orsini's Uncensored Mind, and now your host, AJ Orsini.
Hello everyone, this is AJ Orsini, and I am your host of Orsini's Uncensored Mind. I am here tonight with episode 15. This is my 15th episode here on the podcast, and I am once again joined by the infamous, the world famous Mrs. O, here in the house of O with episode 15. You're back again.
In the house.
Project.
You didn't hear in the house?
That was low. Because you're talking low. It's not about the mic. It's you're talking low.
This thing is literally deep throat in my mouth, and you still can't hear
not
me?
the mic. You could put it all the way into your mouth, and if you meep into it, it won't fucking pick it up. You gotta fucking project. You gotta be energetic and get involved. You gotta get into this. We got 59 minutes of this left to go.
Who the fuck makes this microphone?
Anyway, folks, we are here with episode 15, and this is my second day in a row filming. I filmed an episode yesterday. It will be next week's episode. I filmed it with a very special guest, a guest that I will announce at the end of this episode, because I am once again bringing back the Weekend Warrior spot. I've only done 2 of these. I've wanted to do more, but I've been very selective as to who I do them for and do them with. But tonight will be another Weekend Warrior spot. We're going to save that one for the end because a lot of information I have to give out when it comes to this Weekend Warrior stuff. I like to promote shows that I feel very confident about. So it kills 2 birds with 1 stone. I get this show promoted out there for these people, and one of the members of this roster was the guest last night. So seamless transition. I'm becoming very good at these segues. It's going to be a nice little transition at the end. But we're not at the end yet. We're just here at the very beginning, and we are here to talk about something very special and near and dear to my heart. 25 years of Monday Night Raw. 25 years. I am 34 years old. I saw the very first episode of Monday Night Raw in the Manhattan Center. I was not living in New York at the time that it aired. I was living in Connecticut. You actually saw that old house. It was Willard Square, the place with that broken pool area. That was the house I was living in when it aired for the first time. Jeez crackers, man. That episode was crap. There wasn't a whole lot on that episode that I was really a fan of. I was a fan of wrestling before that episode, and that episode did not do any wonders. But it's been 25 years. Next week will be the 25th anniversary. They've named a lot of returns, people who are coming back. They've named a lot of different changes for this particular show. 2 venues for this Monday Night Raw. 2 hours will be done at the Barclay. 1 hour will be done at the original venue of the Manhattan Center. I thought it was going to be divvied up by hour. Apparently, we're hearing now that it won't be. They're going to be interlooping throughout the 3 hours back and forth. We'll be at the Barclay Center at one point, and then we'll dish it off to the Manhattan Center at another point, and they're going to be going back and forth. But the bottom line is that we're going to end up with 2 hours of footage from Barclay and 1 hour. You're looking at me like, what the fuck are they doing? This is what I've been told. It's 2 hours worth of footage in Barclay, 1 hour worth of footage in Manhattan Center, and we're going to go back and forth. We have no idea where it's going to open. I think it'll open the Manhattan Center just for shits and giggles. I think it'll close in Barclay, though. And they've divvied up the roster. So half of the main roster will be at the Barclay. The other half will be at Manhattan Center. And they've divvied up the surprises, the returns. So like half of the returns will be at Barclay. The other half will be in Manhattan Center. So there's a lot of shit going on. And you're looking at me like I'm fucking crazy. This is what they're doing, though. This is nuts.
It is, because, I mean, like, if you're going to go back and forth and people are going to be at Barclay, are you going to be like, okay, here's 2 matches. Now we're going to have a slight intermission, maybe about an hour or so. That'll give you enough time to go to the bathroom and get your beer, because we got another show at another building.
Screens.
That's retarded.
No, they're live. screens. You're watching the show. You're watching when you're in the Manhattan Center. You're gonna see the Barclay footage from Manhattan Center. You're gonna watch it on the screen, and then it goes back and forth. They've done this before with split venues. It's just the first time they've done
And
it
it
for
better
Raw.
be a cheaper ticket.
It wasn't. It was a more expensive ticket. It was almost triple the price. It was, from what I understand, the cheapest ticket at the Manhattan Center was $400. Cheapest ticket.
Manhattan
For the
Center?
Manhattan Center on the 8th floor, that piece of shit building all the way upstairs. See, it looks nice to the people who've never been there, but you and I have been there like 1,000 times. It is a shit building. That building is not great.
Who's sitting on the stage?
I don't,
Remember
no.
we sat on stage, and those were general admission tickets.
I think we sat on the stage for Hammerstein. That's on the
Was
lower.
it?
Yeah, that's on the lower floor. Manhattan Center is the one where we were sitting on the balcony. Remember, where it's just like one row, and then it's like an upper area seating. Remember, we went that one TNA show where it like rained, so it was like a poor showing. It wasn't a whole lot of seats or whatever, and we were up on the balcony area. We were the only jackasses that still sat
I'm
in the
not
seats.
paying $400 for half the show to be on the TV.
A lot of people did. It sold out. You wouldn't, but they sold out, and they were expensive as fuck. Cheapest ticket was $400.
That's retardedness.
And they sold out. So there goes that, I guess.
It's not even like they're gonna do the usual meet and greet that other places would do.
No, not even a little bit. I think
No.
I think they spent the money on the ticket. A lot of these people are like collectible guys, memorabilia guys. I think they really just. I mean, it's the actual ticket, you know, to the 25th anniversary. It's like those people who buy the really expensive WrestleMania tickets to have the chair. You know, the collectible chairs. they pay like $2 just to sit in the chair because they get to keep the chair, which is cool because I've never spent a dime for the chair, but I've sat in 2 chairs so far in my life. One of them was at NYWC. They had like the collectible chairs, so I sat in it just to say that I sat in it. And another one I sat. It was a buddy of mine who paid for the WrestleMania.
Whose face did you sit on?
Oh, good question. Good question. The one at NYWC, I sat on Kane's face.
Okay.
The other one was, Taker. It was a WrestleMania chair, yeah. So it was Taker. Oh, Brothers of Destruction has eaten his ass.
Ooh, hey, yo. Hey, yo.
They don't know it yet, but they have gotten a whole lot of Orsini up close and personal over the course of the last few years. So, yeah, it's the 25th anniversary of Raw. A lot of things going on. So a lot of the things that I want to talk about. First of all, let's talk about this particular show. Before we start divvying up into the memories and everything going on with Raw, let's talk about this particular show because this particular show, I mean, they're saying it's a 3-hour show. But I'm going to be completely honest with you. I don't see how at all they're going to be able to fit in all of the fucking people that they've announced for this show because they've basically created a one-night roster, just a roster of just for one night's worth of show. I don't know if the main roster is taking a break, if they're going on vacation for a week or what it is.
Then they should have let Triple H organize this shit because if Triple H can do 5 matches in 1 hour, then that means no promos. Nobody better have a fucking ego. You go in and out with your music.
Nobody better have an ego. Let me read this list to you. You tell me where the ego doesn't exist. There's whatchamacallit. There's egos up the wazoo. We're talking about Hall of Fame talent here on this list. That's not going to happen. Everyone's going to want their spot. It all depends on what the spot is.
But not everybody's gonna get it.
No, not everyone's gonna get it.
So
go
ahead.
First of all, I want to start off with the fact that they're reuniting Jerry Lawler and Jim Ross on commentary.
Okay, that's a quick music for one, music for another. They come down, boom. That's 5 minutes right there.
But the catch is they're doing the commentary for the Manhattan Center section of the show or whatever. So they're not doing 3 hours of Jerry and Jim. It's only going to be whatever that hour's worth. And then we're back to Corey Graves and
But
and
they're
Booker
going back
T.
and forth.
They are going back and forth, which
Right,
means
so
they'll
we're
be
gonna
giving it back and forth to.
But again, they're gonna introduce with the marching band and whatever, and they're gonna
the
do
old
them.
Oklahoma fight song. You think they'll get they'll get the full entrance?
They're gonna get the full entrances.
If Jim and JR, I mean,
Okay.
if Jim and King get full entrances, dude, this is gonna be a long fucking night.
All right, go ahead.
Okay, so I have the list in front of me here. So the first one not the first one that they named, but it was a shocker for a lot of people that this person was named, and I haven't heard any reports yet that it's wrong. So I'm going to go with the fact that he's going to be there. Chris Jericho was named for this show. And I don't know how and I don't know why, but I'm not going to complain because I think he needs to be on this show. It's the 25th anniversary. He kind of has to be on it. But I don't know what his deal is in New Japan. I don't think anybody really knows. Everyone assumed the Omega match was a one-off, but then he showed up to their New Year's Eve show and attacked the other guy, Naito, which is setting up a match between them. So it clearly wasn't a one-off. He's there. Like, I don't know if he's full-time or what his deal is, but he clearly is still under contract with New Japan. It's not over yet. He's still in Japan. He's still doing promos with New Japan. He's still working with the company. But he'll be on Raw next week.
He's probably going to come out just to do an entrance, just to show off the lights, do the jacket,
He doesn't do the
do
jacket
the
anymore.
Ayatollah, the rock and roll, the whole spiel.
You think he
He's
goes
just
old
out there for
school?
the spiel. Yeah, he's just out there for the whole spiel.
Well, it's funny. Everything he's doing right now.
If he could, he probably would do the little ponytail up on top.
He has the ponytail, yeah. If he wants to reenact the original entrance, that'd be fucking
That's
hot.
what he's doing.
But I don't understand why Chris Jericho would come back for the nostalgia pop. The guy is in the midst right now of literally recreating his entire career. He's in the top of his game right now.
But that's what the whole 25th anniversary is about, is a nostalgia pop.
Right. But I'm still confused as to why he's doing it. I see why everybody else on this list is doing it. I don't see why he's doing it.
Because he's still in that in-between stage. He can still go back. He could still go back and do the old school stuff and still do new school stuff. He's this weird transition guy.
He's a weird transition guy. One of the other faces that shocked me, and you just saw him on the TV before we started recording this, Eric Bischoff, who's been not off the map. He's been busy, actually. A lot of people don't know about that. But this guy's had a little venture in the indie industry, and he was trying to buy up indie companies. See, a lot of people don't know this. He was trying to create a system similar to the WNN Live format, where it was like a live streaming service, where he would almost like the network, but like a lower budget for a starter kit in WWE Network. And he needed content, so he just started trying to buy up these companies, and it didn't work out. Let's just say it didn't work out. But he's clearly had one foot in and one foot out for a while. So it'll be nice to see him tomorrow, but I don't particularly think he's going to be doing a whole lot. I mean, he's a rich part of the history, the Monday Night War, then became general manager of Raw for several years. He played a big part, so it's nice to see him back.
Why can't he play like a guest Raw general manager for a night, or just come out as a manager for somebody? Who was he really close with?
The
Like
NWO. Who's in the house?
Exactly.
I was
So
gonna
maybe
name
he
them next.
yeah. So maybe he'll come out with them.
Maybe. I just managing. He was never really a manager. He did a few things here and there, I guess.
Yeah, but did you see Grandpa and his head of gray hair?
He's had that for a while, though. That's not new.
It looks new to me.
If I haven't seen it, it's new to me.
Exactly.
Well, yeah, so the next ones, I mean, we got X-Pac, we got Kevin Nash, we got Scott Hall. We've got the NWO will be in the house. And that part confuses me a bit, but because they didn't have that much of a run on Raw. Kevin did, obviously, Big Daddy Cool Diesel. Scott did, Razor Ramon. X-Pac did, 1, 2, 3 Kid. They're huge parts of the Raw brand from the 90s.
So far, all I'm hearing is that you're confused. I'm confused why he's here. I'm confused why he's here. I'm confused why he's here.
We're going to get more confused.
Who
along
are
the way,
you
so
not
strap on.
confused by?
Good question. Here's what I'm not confused by. DX is on the show. They didn't advertise Shawn Michaels. They didn't advertise Triple H. They advertised DX. That does not surprise me, because if there's ever a chance to get that DX dick wet, they will do it. Every time there's some sort of a milestone, for some reason these two fuckheads decide to put the gear back on, and I never get disappointed.
Wait, but I
'cause
thought
know
somebody
it's
was
happening.
uninvited from that crew.
They're all at this point. They're all uninvited. It's going to be just the two guys. The group's not coming back.
Yeah. I heard, because I heard one of them was not invited and not.
Well,
like,
Billy Gunn has been excommunicated off to wherever he's at.
Uh-huh.
Road Dogg is still with the company, but he's a suit now,
Mm-hmm.
and you can't really do Road Dogg without Billy. That would be odd.
Mm-hmm.
And you have X-Pac there. You could do X-Pac.
No, but they didn't. That's who they didn't ask.
No,
they
X-Pac's here. He's going to be on the show.
I thought I heard that
that
he was not asked to come.
No, he's listed as invited from WWE.com.
So probably somebody
But
had
he
a
was
pity
listed-
party, and then he got the invite.
Well, look who
Nobody invited me to the party.
Look who he's
Oh,
being
my
paired
bad. Here's your invite.
Well, look who he's being paired with. You notice I didn't put him in with the DX spot. He was listed with Kevin and Scott. So, NWO. That's it. X-Pac is the only one who can go between the two groups.
Well, if they're gonna do the NWO Too Sweet, former Too Sweet, meet the new Too Sweet.
Well, I see them doing some stupid shit like that where it's the NWO meets the Bullet Club because they've already done that. I don't know if you know that. They did it on the Indies already where like the original NWO members.
If it happened in the
gave the
Indies, it didn't
blessing.
happen on WWE,
I
and
get
so
I get it.
Vince
I'm
is like,
just saying,
"Wow, my idea is gonna be great."
Wouldn't it be sweet, Hunter? Do it. Wouldn't it be sweet? If they could do the NWO thing. Yeah, because they did the same bullshit. That's why the Bullet Club kept doing it. Because the excuse always was, well, they gave us the blessing. And the WWE, well, they don't own it. So they can't give you the blessing. So now Bullet Club has to put it. Now they created the one suite. Did you see that? It's not two suite anymore. It's one. It's one suite. They touch fingers like that, like fairies. And like that. Ding. And the fans do it. Fans eat it up. He Who Shall Not Be Named has been advertised for this show. That does also, since you were asking, that also does not confuse me. You have an opportunity, yeah, it's going to probably happen. Brock Lesnar, also not
Opportunity
confused.
to do what?
This is the one show this is the one Raw of the year guaranteed that people who don't normally watch Raw are going to see. Because of the nostalgia. All the old fans who stopped watching a long ago because they have common sense.
But what I'm thinking
gotta
is,
come
what
back.
is he going to do? He's not
What are any of
involved
these
in
people gonna
anything
do?
precisely.
Nothing. They're just going to go on there. They're going to walk around
And
like
you
show
know,
ponies, that's it.
you know, he's definitely not going to be in Manhattan Ballroom
Absolutely not. John, he will not be. going
unless
to the
they
Manhattan
really
Ballroom.
want him to get that boo for nostalgia's sake.
Yeah, for nostalgia's sake. If you really want to purify the negativity that is him, let's send him to the hardcore fan. Because you know the real New York fans went to the Manhattan Center.
I know.
Barclay is going to be the regular people who didn't feel like.
But you know
spending
what?
400
But you know
bucks.
what? He's gonna go to Barclay and watch him make some sort of stupid ass joke. Well, I'm glad I'm here at Barclay. We all know what happened to me in Manhattan Center. He's gonna make some sort of stupid joke.
Well, the last time he was
Stupid
in
joke.
that building, he wasn't upstairs. He was downstairs in the Hammerstein, and he got
It doesn't
destroyed.
matter. He was still in
The
there
rumor,
on 34th
the
Street.
rumor mill is that John's going to be doing Barclay while Taker is doing the Manhattan Center, but the two are going to do some sort of an angle that sets them up for Mania. I don't know if that means one guy goes to the other building. I don't know how that's going to work out, but
If people could see the look on my face.
Speaking of people who, it does not shock me that he's there because once again, whenever there's an opportunity, Flair is going to be in the house.
Woo!
Pacemaker and all, he will be in the building. I don't know if he has a
He's
pacemaker.
he's gotta be in the building. If anything, to walk his child down the ramp.
It seems like all he ever
That's
does
it.
now.
That's
is
it.
He's all about
He's
Charlotte.
he's just gonna walk her down so that multiple people can say woo and get it off their chest. You know, because you know people are gonna be saying on the line outside while buying shirts, while buying their beer, while buying their hot dog. That's all you're gonna hear, and it's not gonna go away. So they might as well take that out early, because after that you won't hear it anymore.
That happens. We've heard it at WWE shows. We've heard it at Ring of Honor shows. We've heard it at TNA shows. We've heard it.
So get it
at
out of the
indie
way.
shows. Wherever people are waiting to get into a wrestling venue, the woos will always be a part of the wait to get into a wrestling shows. You know what won't be a part of tradition when it comes to wrestling shows? Talking about these two individuals who've also been advertised. The Bella Twins have been advertised. But I laughed because it wasn't Nikki and it wasn't Brie. It was the Bella Twins.
Because they both have the same size boobs now.
Oh, yeah, that's right. I heard Brie's got tits now, right?
Yep.
Awesome. Good job, Daniel.
Bree's got the Milky Way tits.
Here's what's weird. So I didn't say Triple H. I didn't say Shawn. I said DX because that's the way it was advertised. I didn't say Nikki and Bella and Brie because it was the Bellas. For some reason, JBL and Ron Simmons were advertised individually. It wasn't the APA. You know what I'm saying? It was JBL, Ron Simmons. They will be in the house. Ron is a very nice but scary motherfucker. I've worked
But
with
why
him
do they have
twice.
to be the APA? Like, that was like...
Because it's the best thing they ever did. I mean, not the best thing JBL ever did, but it's the best thing. I mean, when they're in the same room, they've got to be the APA.
Okay, first of all, you know that the only thing they're going to use him for is what? What they always use him for.
That four-letter word.
Exactly. That's it. That's it. He's going to pop up behind somebody and be like, damn. And that's it. That's why they did it separately. That's all they ever use him for. That's it. What they should do is have Ric Flair do a woo and then him do dams. Woo, damn, woo, damn.
This next one does confuse me. The Dudley Boys. Why does it confuse me? If I'm not mistaken, Bubba is still with Ring of Honor. Unless that final battle match he just had about a week or so ago was it, and at the end, because I know he did final battle over in December, him and Tommy Dreamer against the Briscoes. If that was the end of it, then okay, that makes sense. But I was under the impression that Bubba was still with Ring of Honor, which would be odd. Because if Chris Jericho's still with New Japan and Bubba's still with Ring of Honor, but both of them will be on Raw tomorrow, that might be a little bit of history. Because I don't think that many people contracted to other companies have all been on one Raw at the same time. That would definitely be a first. Even the invasion angle with WCW, those weren't really WCW guys. They were all really WWE guys. But these people are legitimately contracted to other companies.
Do you think they'll do something stupid like the Dudleys versus...
I really wish Jeff wasn't hurt. Because that would have been the matchup, I think.
Yeah.
The Dudleys and the Hardys would have been amazing to have on the 25th anniversary of Raw. But I think for the record, I think Bully, he pulled off that one match as Final Battle, but I do legitimately think he's retired now at this point. And I know Devon is. He hasn't been wrestling. He's been home.
Oh, is Christian and Edge on the show?
No, they're not being advertised for the show, actually. Neither is
No,
Beth, which
no
was a shock.
5-second pose?
No, although,
No kazoo?
injury or not, Matt and Jeff, Edge and Christian, and the Dudleys on the same show on Raw would have been money. And that should have been in the Manhattan Center. Because if you want to really reward those people for spending money, that would have been the face-off that I think people would have loved to have fucking seen. That would have got a standing fucking ovation in that building. No words. If they would have just been in the ring.
But everybody's hurt.
Well, not everybody's hurt. Jeff's hurt. Devon's not hurt. He's just not wrestling. He's retired. And Bubba was hurt. He had the match, which was a good match, so he's not that hurt. It's just Jeff and Matt's woken. Yes. Oh, you didn't get to see the video. They teased Vanguard 1. We're going full throttle with this, man.
Yeah, I heard the family was coming soon.
Oh, yeah. They already started filming stuff at his house, just like in TNA. It's going to be great. I hope they stay with that shit. I really do.
Do you think it's going to be his house or his house?
Well, we'll be able to tell if
You
it's
know?
not his house because we've seen his house 1,000 times on the show. We'll know if it's a different house. That'd be fucking retarded. Because it's his house, and then right across the fucking lake is Jeff's house. It's like, you can't fuck that up. I mean, you could fuck it up. Let me not put it past them. They could figure that shit out. They could fuck it up. Now, a couple of some mixed match names here. Mean Gene Okerlund, one of the original interviewers, whom I do not like. That is a person. I think he's cool. But as I've never liked him as an interviewer, as a personality. And he always seemed really aggressive to me for some reason. Well, hold the phone there. Like, he would just be like in people's faces, calling them out and shit. I'm like, Jesus Christ. I always used to wait, like even for the baby faces, I would always wait for someone to just fucking sock him. Because he would just be so persistent. I don't know. I've mentioned this on the show before. I wasn't really a big Mean Gene guy. But I do respect him. He's a pioneer, and he'll be there. I'm sure he'll be one of the backstage interviewers for some reason. Teddy Long, holla holla holla, Teddy Long. You just know he has to make a tag match? He has to make a tag match because someone can't go one-on-one with the Undertaker.
No, what it should be is he comes out and he does a tag match, but then Kurt Angle comes out and he turns it into a 3-on-3.
A 6-man?
Into a 6-man.
A 6-man tag team match. Brother Love's going to be on the show. Now, I showed you Brother Love. It was Bruce Pritchard, the red-faced guy. He's no longer with TNA. I've known that for a few weeks now. He hasn't been. I keep calling it TNA. It'll always be TNA in here, really. In my heart, it'll always be TNA. But Impact Wrestling, I guess you could say. He hasn't been with Impact Wrestling for weeks. I thought he was just going to focus on the podcast stuff because he also has a podcast. Something to Wrestle With, for those of you who are going to go out there and check it out. It's a great podcast. He does like 3, 4, 5-hour shows, though. I cannot commit. I cannot. I'll stick to my YouTube bite-sized parts and just figure it from there. But it's a great podcast because Bruce was in the room for a lot of shit back in the day. He might not have been the focal player, but he was in the room. Remember you were making the joke the other day, I'd love to have been a fly on the wall. He was a big fly on that wall. He heard everything. So he tells a lot of stories. It's great. It's good to see him back on, too. The original Undertaker manager. So he spent a lot of time on Monday Night Raw. This guy knows his shit. The Boogeyman. I'm the Boogeyman, and I'm coming to get you. He's going to be on the show. It's going to be amazing. He's going to smash a clock over his head. He's going to do the juke and jive. It's going to be great. Don't let that distract you from the fact that he beat Booker T at a WrestleMania. So that happened. Absolutely. Sergeant Slaughter will be in the house. How is Sergeant Slaughter not on Raw every Veterans or Memorial or Labor Day?
Why do I feel like this reminds me of...
Old School Raw? It feels like Old School Raw.
Was it Old School Raw?
When they brought out all the old guys.
We were in AC, right? In the hotel room?
No, that was in Myrtle Beach, and it was the 1000th episode when I started bringing out basically these names.
Exactly.
For the 1000th.
That's exactly.
There's a few new names here. There are a few new names. Some people who never really had a chance to really come back. So I guess the timing, like Stone Cold wasn't on the 1000th episode. But I'm going to get to that in a second. So John Laurinaitis, People Power, is back on Monday Night Raw next week. People Power is in the house next week. This is happening. Okay? The Godfather. Why? Why is The Godfather? The last time they surprised us with The Godfather, it was at a Royal Rumble not too long ago. And we're in the PG era. Okay? You're a pimp in the PG era. Let me tell you something. When I say that The Godfather and his hoes were dressed in the finest, classiest attire you could find. I mean, there wasn't a cleavage or a butt crack to be found. I mean, these ladies were gorgeous, okay? There was no scantily clad, nothing. What's the point of The Godfather if you're not going to show a little tit, little ass, little something? You know? He can't even do his promo anymore because you can't have people jumping on the whole train. Yeah, jump aboard the whole train. You can't get I mean, don't get me wrong. I'm sure some of these kids, especially in New York, they're going to want to jump on the whole train, but you can't advertise that shit. Okay, you can't have this 6'8" black guy telling these young white boys to jump on the whole train because they'll do it. They'll ask mom and dad for that credit card number and they'll get on the train. You can't advertise that. So I don't know what he's going to do on the show. They're probably going to give him like one of those backstage spots.
He's also going to be at Barclay.
Oh, man, I really hope not.
He's going to be at
He's
Barclay.
one of the old heads. He used to wrestle in the Manhattan Center. That's how far back on Raw
I know.
he goes.
But you can't waste that entrance on a Manhattan ballroom. It's not gonna feel the same.
Love it. Absolutely love it. And of course, last but not least, the name that will top them all, the name that I'm guaranteeing will close the show in some way. Stone Cold Steve Austin will be in the house. And I'm sure he's going to be super excited because he didn't get to make the 1,000. He's actually missed a lot of milestones when it comes to WWE.
Didn't he miss the 1,000th? The 1,000?
Yeah.
Because he was doing a movie, and it turns out the movie he was doing was that Adam Sandler where he had like a bit role.
Yes. That was the one. It was the bit role, but the timing of the filming, because he did multiple scenes in that movie. So the timing of the filming was he was out for that whole week. that Monday Night Raw was like smack in the middle of the filming week that he was there. So he couldn't do it. And it wasn't just that. There was other milestones that came about. I think when they hit like a certain amount of hits or something like, I don't know, it was some goofy shit. They're always celebrating some goofy shit. And just an excuse to bring all these old guys back and parade them around. And it was excuse after excuse. It was the Smoking Skull Challenge he was doing, that TV show for CMT, and then it was the selling of the ranch. And then the phone stopped ringing because he did the Dean Ambrose episode for his podcast, and that was pretty weird. They nixed that shit fast. He made the WWE champion look like a piece of shit. So that, okay, we can't have you doing that. So, because remember I told you before, it was a private conversation, but we're on the podcast. So I'll tell him on the podcast. What I was talking to you about with that is that for some reason Steve, and I have a lot of respect for Steve. Steve's podcast is great also. But it seems to me like whenever he goes into an interview situation with people he knows or he came up with, he doesn't really like stick it. Like he doesn't really go after them. You know, he likes to have playful conversations with them. When it's younger talent, Joe Owens or Sammy or whatever it is, he likes to he'll dig. You know, he'll try to school them a little bit. You know, he try to partake a little of that veteran knowledge, and sometimes it could be a little like some of the guys roll with it, like, because it's Steve. What are you going to say to Stone Cold Steve Austin? He's like, oh, yeah, okay, all right, yeah, cool. And then you just go about your business. It's like that old man who came back from war, but it hasn't been in war in like 20 years. And he starts walking around army bases telling kids, yeah, you should do it this way. You're like, oh, yeah, an abacus. Good idea. I'll use an abacus. I'll put my iPhone down now and do it your way. It's better that way. And that's what happened with him and Dean, because Dean's not a very big chatter. He's funny, he's witty, but he's not a conversationalist. Steve wanted to have a conversation for an hour with a guy who doesn't like having conversations. It was weird, is what I'm trying to say. It was weird. It was a terrible conversation. So we know who this commentating team is going to be. I just told you guys a bunch of the appearances. If you notice, I didn't name very many women. And the reason for that is because for some oddball reason, the women were named separately. I don't know why. But the Raw episode on Monday had a list of all the guys. And then tonight on SmackDown, they ran down this list of women who would be returning. Again, why were they separate? I have no fucking clue. But the list goes as follows. Jackie Moore. Miss Jackie. Okay, you remember Jackie.
I remember Jackie.
Yeah, she's the original, one of the original Attitude Era performers.
This would be a good indication on
She's in the Hall of Famer.
who might show up at the Royal Rumble. 1 or 2 or 3 surprises.
I don't think
if they're in the city right now.
Of the names I'm about to list to you right now, maybe 2, and Jackie's probably one of them.
Okay, so what's next?
Jackie Moore, Terry Runnels, which is a surprise. Because that puts Terry and Dustin in the same locker room. And I don't know when's the last time they've been in the same locker room. I know personally in their personal lives they dealt with each other, obviously. They have a daughter. So I'm sure they've seen each other enough. But work environment, I can't remember the last time they were ever in the same locker room. I mean, it's got to be 20 years. I don't know what they did on the indie scene. I know when I worked with Goldust, he said that he hadn't seen her in a long time. And that was 2014, 2013. So I don't know. I might be a little off. But we thought it would be off with Mickey and He Who Shall Not Be Named, and it hasn't been. So time heals all wounds, I guess. We'll see what happens. Tori Wilson's back.
No.
Yes.
Tori Wilson's
Playboy
back?
Bunny Tori. That's right.
Doing what?
She's just back for the one episode.
Oh, she's going to be one of the hoes.
I really hope so. I can't think of what else. I mean, her ex-boyfriend, or ex-husband, I should say, no longer with the company. She has had almost no involvement with the company since her release, and no involvement with the business at all, wrestling business. So does she have some moments? I think she had more moments on SmackDown than she did Raw. But for the most part, yeah. Maria Kanellis. Now, Maria is contracted to the WWE, so that's not that surprising. What surprises me is she's pregnant. That's why she's not on TV anymore, because she's pregnant. So how's that going to work?
A guest commentator for one of the women's matches.
Oh, jeez. Actually, that would be really smart, because her talking ability has gotten really good over the last few years. If they want to remind fans of how good she really is.
Or make her one of them hoes.
She's pregnant, so she got to be the bottom bitch.
Exactly. This
got
is
to
what
be the
happens
babe,
when you
yeah.
are a hoe.
She's all off the market right now. She's on injured reserve. She's gonna be out at least 8 to 9 months, or 8 to 10 if you count like post-mortem. Michelle McCool,
That's the Undertaker's?
Undertaker's wife, right?
Yeah, she's
Who
been
was
having the
recently
itch.
diagnosed, if I'm not mistaken.
Not recently.
Was it not recent? How long ago
Oh
was
my
this?
God, I
When she
heard
got
about
sick?
this years ago.
And she got sick?
That she was sick.
Yeah, I heard cancer.
You told me that that's the whole reason why he was coming back doing all these WrestleManias, because he needs to get paid to go pay for her fucking medical bills.
Jesus, her fucking medical bills?
I'm just
Jesus
saying.
Christ.
I'm sorry. Michelle McCool, my apologies.
Yeah, so I'm trying to look it up now. As former WWE star Michelle McCool undergoes treatment for skin cancer. There it is. This is in 2016, so it's not.
Then it must
it's
have come
not
back.
that-
They must have
it's-
come back.
No. I'm not going on the record saying she's currently sick. I don't know if she's currently sick. I just haven't heard much about her recently. And the last thing that I heard was that she was sick. I was under the impression it was cancer. Look, I'm looking at the photos now.
Is she training again? Like, did she practice a little bit?
I doubt that she would be full-time training. I mean, considering what she's going through here. But, yeah, due to skin cancer.
Look,
and
man,
encourage
if they
everyone to
haven't
wear something.
trained, they haven't even touched a ring in a while, just make them a hoe.
So that's what we're doing now? We're just going to make all these bitches hoes?
Use a hoe, use a hoe, use a hoe. Wait.
It would be a nice way to get him out of that hole, right? Because where are you going to actually get actual hoes that people? Because if you're going to bring random
These
bitches,
are brand name hoes.
yeah, this is the top of the line, premium, top shelf
Mm-hmm.
bitches. These are the bitches he was trying to get way back when. These were the bitches that got away. We have, speaking of bitches that got away and hoes, Kelly's coming back next week. The old locker room turnstile will be back in effect next Monday. So let's get ourselves a bunch of numbers, fellas, and
So we're up to four hoes?
Four in an orderly line. I'm gonna take back the bottom bitch comment I made from Maria.
3 regular and a pregnant?
Kelly needs to be bottom bitch on this list. Jesus Christ, what was that Jay-Z line? Everybody route her just like a bus route.
Oh, my God.
She got passed around more than a used spoon in a soup kitchen. That's what happened.
Holy
And
shit.
now she'll be back in action. Boys, all you young boys out there, if you, like Ric Flair used to say, if you want to know where you stack up against the best in the world, you got to beat the woman. And the woman is Kelly, my friend.
Xavier Woods. She's talking to
Oh,
you.
shit. Hide your cell phones, folks. She about to get the woods. Kelly is going to be back in effect next Monday. We have one more female left. I will never attach hoe to this name. Never, ever in my life. Now,
I don't know.
she's the
Say
one
it
everybody.
and let me see.
She's the woman everybody wanted to fuck, but only one handsome young high school.
Talking about
boyfriend.
Trish?
Oh, we're talking about the Trish Stratus.
All
Is
right.
confirmed for next Monday. I mean, she crushed everybody's heart. She's been with this dude since high school. No one had a shot. When you talk about wifing a girl early.
Wait, Trish, but no
seeing-
Lita?
Yeah, no, Lita has not been announced for this show. I too was stunned when I heard Trish. I was like, no fucking way.
Then
her
Lita's
best
got to
friend
be in the
doesn't count.
Rumble
Why would that automatically mean that she's going to be in the Rumble?
because they want to hire her for one show and obviously not both. Apparently having her both went a little bit over budget.
a little over budget. It just happened to go, we can only afford one of the two. That's it. I don't have the cash for Lita and Trish.
Mm-hmm.
What kind of fucking place you think I'm running here? I only have room for one. Holy shit, that would be
But again, if Trish is in the area a week before Royal Rumble, she might as well spend a week in New York, make a vacation, and then stop by Pittsburgh on her way back home.
Jesus Christ. Man, you even got to working the travel schedule. Get your travel schedule down. Christ almighty. All right, so those are all the people that are coming to the show. It's going to be a hell of a show. I can't wait for it personally. Raw 25. It's going to be a lot of fun. But not just the people who are coming to this show. We talked about this show enough. I want to talk about Raw because Raw has been a major part of my lifetime. Apparently now there's a number attached to it. I never really thought about it, but it has been 25 years. So 25 years of my life.
Not mine.
Has been 14 years of your life.
No, not even 14.
Okay, so what number is it? How many years have you been watching Raw?
Oh shit.
Oh, that's right. I remember, like 2 years. You hadn't seen WWE for like first 2 years of our relationship.
No.
It was all TNA and Ring of Honor stuff.
No. So since I was 12.
12 years. 12 years. I've seen every episode of Raw that there is. I don't even know how many there are anymore. I lost track. I think there's like 1,200 episodes now. I have seen them all. And I have some favorites. And I have some not so favorites. And I think everybody has that. They call it the longest episodic television show in history. No show has 12 consecutive 1,200 episodes in a row on a weekly basis. No off season, straight nonstop. That's a record that won't be touched. The problem is with that is that when you have that much content, you got some highs and you got some fucking lows. And there's been some fucking lows. And
Look. There may be some fucking lows, but apparently before every Raw or after every Raw, this is the #1 rated show that has been seen more than the NBA, NFL, and hockey combined, and blah blah blah. All their statistics. You know what I mean?
We have more followers.
Like, we're shitty, but we're still better than some other sports entertainment out there. So
I happened to have
statistics don't lie. Numbers don't lie.
I actually have a list in front of me of all these great moments on Raw, and I'm looking through them. And to be honest with you, I have a lot of favorite moments that aren't on this list. Like, there's a lot of cool stuff that's on this list. You know, Bret Hart calling bullshit. That was hilarious. Bret Hart turning actual full-blown real-life fuck this shit heel on national television. Hilarious. Because what made it hilarious to me, because it was a really serious angle. I know that you've probably never seen this. It's a really serious angle. If I can paint the picture for you, okay? So Bret Hart's fighting Psycho Sid in a cage. And it's the old cage. The blue one that was like those serious bars. You know, the one that took everyone's fucking flesh and skin off. It was a dangerous-ass cage. And Sid wins the match. And if I'm not mistaken, he won the belt as well. And Bret was pissed. Because he had just won the belt like 2 days before that. So he had to do the job, and he's pissed. And he's on the microphone. And Bret's like one of those cookie-cutter fucking white meat babyface. And he's on the microphone. This is bullshit! Like, he's going off. And while he's going off, the crew is still undoing the cage. So he's that's why I'm laughing, because he's super serious. He's by the ropes. He's pointing at Vince because Vince is doing commentary. So he's like shitting on Vince. He's talking all kinds of shit. And these guys are still unwinding the fucking cage. Like, he's being super serious. Hilarious. I will never forget that footage for as long as I live, because the guys were probably shitting bricks. Like, oh, this guy's really pissed. Like, he just kept doing what he had to do. One of the other things on this list, the Raw Nitro simulcast, which was when the WWE finally won the Monday Night War, and Vince did a promo in the ring. They were in Cleveland. I'll never forget this day. They were in Cleveland for Raw, and Vince is in the ring doing a promo about defeating Nitro and winning the war. And while he's doing this promo, not only is it being filmed live at Raw, but it was being shown to the live crowd in WCW show at Panama Beach, their last show. So their last WCW show has Vince McMahon on the screen talking about how he owns WCW now. And they did the swerve where Shane was in Panama Beach. And he came out and he did this whole promo. It's like, well, the name on the title does say McMahon, but it doesn't say Vince. It says Shane McMahon. And then it was like Shane had bought WCW right from underneath his dad. So they finally won the war, and it was legit. Like, Ted Turner did sell the shit to Vince McMahon, but they used it in the story in the storyline that kept it going throughout the rest of the year. It was also a nice way to bring in, because when they bought the company, they inherited like 50,000 fucking guys. So it's like, okay, here's how we're going to take 50,000 guys and converge them in. We'll just do 2 rival factions and yada, yada, yada. So, yeah, that was a huge historical moment. I happen to have lived through the Monday Night War. And as great an era as it was, I think the people my age sometimes glorify it way too much. There were highs, there were lows. For Avery Austin and Rock, I'll show you a Shamrock versus Gangrel. It was not pretty. There were a lot of fucking things. I mean, we have great women's matches right now. I had to sit through fucking mud bowl pudding matches and gravy bowl matches and bra and panty matches with these. It was ridiculous. I had to sit through some pretty stupid shit. Like online now, if like when we had the tag match with the Halloween shit with the pumpkins and then like, oh, how stupid is this? Bitch, I saw an elderly woman give birth to a hand. I've seen some stupid shit. Okay, and this all happened during the Attitude Era. So let's slow down when it comes to the Attitude Era. It was a good time. There was a lot of moments in there that were a lot of fun. Okay, speaking of the Attitude Era, this is what sparked it. Bret screwed Bret. Another Bret Hart moment that was great because it didn't involve Bret. It was Vince McMahon doing the interview the night after Survivor Series, the big screw job. And he says it. He says that, Bret screwed Bret. It wasn't my decision on his end. He made the decision that he made, which caused me to make the decision that I made. If he would have done the business that I needed him to do, we wouldn't be here. I didn't do anything. Bret screwed Bret. And it was like one simple line, 20 years of Bret screwed Bret, and then people would spin it where it's like Earl Hebner screwed Earl Hebner, and hilarious. Hilarious. A lot of good stuff here. You're going to appreciate this. Steph and Tess's wedding. That was a big Raw moment where Triple H came out and did the whole swerve. I'm still confused. As it happened, I was confused because Steph is clearly unconscious. There is no question she's unconscious. Even to the point where when she asked Steph, do you take this man to be your lawfully wedded husband? And Triple H leans over and goes, yes, of course I do. And I'm giggling because it's funny. But I'm like, there's no fucking way that this is legal. There's no fucking way.
Who signed her signature?
Word. They didn't even sign it. Like they had rings. Remember, he pulled rings like out of a glove compartment. It was like, take a good look at the brand new Mrs. Hunter Hearst Helmsley. Mr. and Mrs. Hunter Hearst Helmsley. And I was like, none of that shit makes any sense. It's like, and I was like, this has the date here, 1999. So I'm 16. I'm 16. Long before I ever met you. And I went, that's not how marriage works. That can't be how this goes. Got this look at you.
No, because I'm trying to think what did I see when I was 16? And again, the only memory I can tell you when I was 16 was Undertaker and Steph and putting her on a cross.
Well, when you were 16, that's 2001. That happened before that. So you were 13.
13? So my first wrestling moment when I was 13.
The cross situation happened in 1999.
Yeah, because you know me, I channel surf, so I'm flicking through my channels, and then it stopped right at her. Somebody yelling Stephanie. I was like, what? A woman named Stephanie? Let me stop for a couple of seconds. And, my ass watched.
Self-interest.
Exactly. Watched as this girl was being tied to a cross, and then shit happened, and I was like, okay. And moving on.
That was a big Raw moment, and I'm looking through it now because I'm trying to get the year down. It's not on this list. I'm like, Jesus Christ, that was such a great fucking moment, though. And it wasn't on this list. The Undertaker wedding was hilarious. Because it was just so many big guys just muscling her around. Her facial expressions when she's on the cross and they're reading the thing, and she's, no. Vince's first stunner was huge. That was such a big moment for me because my mom popped for that. And at that time, she wasn't really a big. This was at a time where
was this his retarded?
Yeah, it was the
stunner?
retarded cell one. Yeah.
He couldn't take it.
Yeah, well, he didn't know how to. He never bumped before. He didn't.
Isn't this also the move that the other day they also mentioned that nobody can get hurt from the stunner. It's the easiest move to give and the easiest move to take.
Which one, the stunner?
Yeah, the stunner.
I think it's an easy move to take. I think it's a horrific move to continuously give. As is,
I mean, I got hurt giving the stunner.
Yes, you did.
Add a little stinger from the stunner.
Yeah, exactly. And imagine doing that every night for God knows how many years in a row. That shit fucks your back up.
It should. It should. So I don't want to hear
Stunner
there's
is
a move
no
that
good.
does not hurt you. Fuck that. It does hurt you.
CM Punk's pipe bomb. Now, this is the only moment on the list that has CM Punk in it. And I don't like this one. I don't like the pipe bomb. I hate the pipe bomb. And that wasn't that it was a bad promo. It was just severely overrated. Because before that promo, he had some great material. And he did better promos, I feel, after the pipe bomb.
But it was you see, you used the word promo.
Right.
From that first pipe bomb, then it started to be referred to as pipe bomb.
Yeah, it was like a fan thing.
You know what I mean? But it was the one that got labeled pipe bomb, and from there,
well, he said it again. Even see, that's the thing too. I guess because I'm jaded and I've seen him do other stuff. Because the reason why it was called the pipe bomb promo is because in the promo he says a microphone in anybody else's hand is just a microphone. In my hand, it's a pipe bomb, and that's where the pipe bomb thing got started. The problem is that was a rehashed promo. He had done that promo at least 4 other times before that.
On WWE, or are you talking about the indies?
One time on WWE, earlier in the days, like back in these ECW days.
Who the fuck was watching ECW during those days?
Millions of people, because they were drawing millions of people on that show. But he did it then, and the other two I think were indie matches, but he had done it before, and all of a sudden this was the pipe bomb promo, and and I'm excluding all of the indie stuff. I saw him do amazing promos in the WWE before that pipe bomb. His Straight Edge Society stuff was amazing, and then the pipe bomb. And then even after the pipe bomb, his promos were better than that promo.
I know, but that's the one that got
that's
the one that got pipe bomb noticed. So
I don't understand why.
It's important.
That's why I think I don't
Again,
like it. I don't
you're so
understand why.
confused.
You mocking me right now?
Maybe.
I'm gonna drink some soda right now. So that's what I'm gonna do. Get some beverage in me because I'm getting mocked in my own goddamn show.
Would you like me to put some alcohol in it? Make it a man's drink?
Not today, no. But in the interview, I drank too much alcohol during the interview yesterday. I'm sobering up. So you guys are gonna really enjoy that interview tomorrow. I mean, next week. Trust me. The Rock's "This Is Your Life" segment. That was dope. It was a long segment. That was the part that I remember the most about it. All the heat they got for it, because it was supposed to be like, I don't know, 8 or 9 minutes or whatever, and they went like 23 minutes. They went super over. But it's one of the highest rated segments in Raw history. So it's still touted as the highest rated segment in Raw history. A record that's unlikely to ever be broken. Mankind put on a special edition of "This Is Your Life," and it dragged out. Yeah, it dragged. Like to the point where like Vince put his suit back on because he was going to go out there and turn it the fuck off. But thank God he didn't, because it ended up being like one of the best fucking moments in Raw history. It's the highest rated segment of all time, and it won't be touched. Mankind and The Rock. Right after it is a moment that I really appreciated.
Wait, the Mankind's not on this 25th?
Oh, no, he's on here. I'm going to get to him in a second.
All right, that motherfucker's at the Manhattan.
His biggest moment is still one of the biggest moments literally of my life. And I told him this when I met him. Because you could take the Hell in a Cell, you could take all that stuff that he did. That moment that I'm going to talk about in a second was the best. But Ziggler's cash-in is on this. And I feel terrible. I feel terrible because that was a legit moment. When Ziggler's music hit the night after WrestleMania, it was the night after our WrestleMania 29, when he finally cashed in his Money to Make. It was the night after. That building fucking exploded, okay? And it exploded in a way that those buildings had not exploded in a long time. I mean, that was a pop. I mean, that was an Austin pop, a Rock pop. That was a Attitude Era pop. And it was great. He cashed in, everything looked good, and then as is the story of that man's entire career, it just went all kinds of crazy after that. It's to the point where I'm talking about that being this on this particular list. It was rated like 11th. all time. And we just watched a SmackDown episode where we're confused as to whether or not he's even a performer anymore. We were just having that conversation before we hit record. Is this guy even a wrestler anymore? Which is sad because that moment is in front of me, April 8th, 2013. That was not even 5 years ago yet. And we're confused as to what's even happening. So, yeah. Batista giving the thumbs down to Evolution. That was a big moment. Him turning babyface. Seth Rollins destroying the Shield. The Shield.
Nobody saw
I
that coming.
really wish somebody would take a fucking chair to the Shield right now.
At the same time, the day that happened, I felt like it maybe happened like a week or two, a little early. Like for some reason, they rushed it on me just a little bit too soon. I felt like I needed a week or two more, and then I would have been ready for it. I felt like it came on too soon when it happened.
Too soon? They were together for 2 hours.
No,
2
but
years
you
and
kept
change.
telling me they're gonna break them up. They're gonna break them up, and I was like, nah, just chill, just let them be, just let them be. And the way they did it, and I was like, And then all of a sudden they tried to separate them, and then all of a sudden you like, oh, they're gonna push Roman Reigns. No, they're not. He's fucking weak. They're gonna push Roman Reigns. Nah, he's fucking.
And I was wrong for the
disgusting.
first year because they ended up pushing Seth. Seth. But it was the year after that, and every year since, we've been in the Samoan era here in the WWE. I really wish somebody would take.
It hurts my heart.
I really wish somebody would take a steel chair to the Shield now. Because
It's a mockery now.
This is an utter.
It's a
this is
shit
an
fest.
utter failure. This run, they might as well. They don't even bother anymore. I don't hear the music anymore. They're not wearing the clothes anymore. They're just friends at this point. They're all still doing their own shit. So I think they should keep it that way. Fuck it. No heat. Just break up and just listen. We're going to do our own thing. Especially since, let's be real, it's Royal Rumble time. We're going into WrestleMania season. It's time to start jockeying for position. They weren't going to be friends toward this period anyway.
Nope.
Especially since Roman wants that last spot. Seth wants to get back to it.
You know what? If we're gonna have people get hurt left and right, I want to add a name to the injured list. Let's make it Roman Reigns next. Let him be on the
He's
injured
been
list.
injured and sick, and all they end up doing when he gets sick or injured is just holding pattern. They've done it twice. It was when he got the mumps, and then I think earlier in the year he had a legit injury. I think it was a muscle or whatever it was, and all they did was just placeholder. They just put a guy in there to hold a spot down until he came back, and then they removed the guy from the spot and plugged Roman right back in, and he just started running again. He's the guy. There's no other way around that. The next one on that list, the greatest debut in WWE history, baby. Y2J, Chris Jericho's debut with The Rock in the ring, August of '99. No one will ever touch it. That was the greatest debut of all time, baby. And what makes it even greater was the story behind the countdown. Because it's the stupidest story in the world. The dumbest. But it turned out to be the best thing they ever did on Raw ever of all time when it comes to debuts. This guy was already out from WCW. He was heading into the WWE. And for whatever reason, he was in a post office. This is Jericho I'm talking about. He was in the post office. And he was online. And in the post office, they just happened to have one of the, because 99 was that countdown to Millennium scare, all that stuff. They had a countdown to Millennium clock in the post office. And he went, wow, wait, that would be actually a pretty cool idea to debut, right? Do the countdown to the debut. So it's like you set off an actual time. And it was key. He said the key part is that the time has to be legit. So, like, for instance, like, what episode do you want me to debut? And what segment do you want me to debut in? And they planned it out like 2 months in advance, 2 or 3 months in advance, exactly what segment he was going to debut in. And they sat down at a table and mapped out the time between the first vignette and his debut. And the clock was actually synced to that. So it was counting, because in the beginning of the countdown, it was like 300. There was like this big number. And they counted down. And every week it'd be like a different fucking number because it's whittling down to the point where The Rock's in the ring and it's at 15 seconds. It was dope. And then nobody knew. I mean, people knew. This was like the first internet buzz thing that happened because I remember finding out. I mean, this is when WWE.com had a flash page where you just clicked on it and a bunch of random shit just popped up. It wasn't like now where you have all this integrated system. And it was one of the first things people were hearing on the internets was that Chris Jericho was coming to the WWE. Some people knew. When he debuted, you saw people with like Millennium Man signs and stuff. But they weren't sure. So when the pyro hit, boom, and that song started playing, you could hear a pin drop because people were like, okay, who's it going to be? And when Jericho hit the screen, the whole fucking building went nuts. I will gladly go public with the idea and saying I shat myself that night. I did. I shat myself that night. I popped hard for it. And then he did the whole pose. He used to do the Nitro is Jericho in WCW. So when he came back with the Raw is Jericho, hot. It was fire. It was awesome. One other moment that because obviously the other stuff, the Tyson and Austin stuff, the beer truck, those are always top moments. I'm not going to sit here and go over those again. But one of the top moments, and I'm going to end the moments with this because we're getting toward the end here. But Mick Foley winning the WWE Championship for the very first time. Very meaningful, not just as fans, but the business, the industry changed that day. And it wasn't even because he won the title. It was because of stupid, shitty shenanigans that made that night, and I have the date in front of me. Where is it? Right here. January 4th, 1999. It became literally the best and worst day in pro wrestling history. And it does involve him. So what happened was that January 4th was a Monday Night Raw that was not live. It was taped. Okay? WCW was live every Monday. So what happened was this was during the era where WCW was attempting to get more ratings. So what they did was it was kind of a cheap move. They were giving away the results to Raw so that you would know what happened and you would stay tuned to their show. Well, I don't need to watch their show. I know what happened, so I'll watch Nitro. And one of the things that they were doing is they were giving results, and then all of a sudden he says, oh, by the way, Mankind, who used to wrestle for us as Cactus Jack, just won their world title. And then the other commentator goes, wow, that'll put butts in seats. And what ended up happening was when they said that Mankind won the world title, everyone changed the channel from Nitro to Raw because they wanted to see him win the championship. That was the end of the WCW reign on top. That was the official switch because they started realizing, holy shit, even though they're telling us the results, the action was so... Because you could tell somebody this guy won, but you don't know how they won. You want to go see it. So they were all switching channels back and forth. I will always remember that moment also because the pop from Austin. Austin had an entrance during this. So the corporation's defending The Rock. For some reason, I can't remember why, but DX had Mankind's back. So Mankind and The Rock are fighting in the ring for the title. Everyone is around the ring. And, of course, it ends in a big hoo-ha, and everyone's fighting each other, and everyone's distracted. All of a sudden, glass breaks. Austin comes out, and you want to talk about destruction of headphones? You can't watch that clip on YouTube without destroying your headphones. The pop is so loud. You can't hear the commentary. You can't hear shit. All you hear is one loud white noise sound. It's one of the loudest fucking things I've ever heard. He comes in, slides in, hits The Rock with the steel chair, slides out. Mankind does the whole crawl over. He puts his arm over, 1, 2, 3, new champ. And the building goes fucking bonkers because no one ever thought he'd win the championship. He was a nice talent and a great guy. But world champion? No one ever thought that. But he was, and he was a great champion. So it was just a hell of a moment. That's one of my favorite Raw moments of all time. I'll never forget that. Ever, 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 ever will I ever forget that moment. That was good stuff. So we have a lot of good moments here from Raw. I can't wait for next week. We talked a lot about some of the people who are going to be back. And we talked about some of our favorite Raw moments. So I'm going to get into now, just to wrap this thing up, I did mention we were going to do a Weekend Warrior spot. So let's talk about them for just a quick second. This edition of Weekend Warrior is going to go to a little company called Pro Wrestling Magic. And I use little in a very sarcastic tone because they're becoming a pretty big company right now. They're in the North Jersey area, more specifically Ridgefield Park. I've had the privilege of performing in that building. It's a wonderful building with a great fan base. So they already know about everything that's about to go down. So my promotion here is not necessarily for the fans of New Jersey, but for everyone else. So their next event, obviously, is this weekend. Weekend Warrior spot. This Saturday, January 20th, in the spot that I just told you guys is in Ridgefield Park, New Jersey. The actual address is 106 Bergen Ave. It's in the Knights of Columbus VFW building. It's a beautiful building, beautiful facility, lots of room. You'll be comfortable. They got restrooms, they got snacks, all that stuff. It's air conditioned. You guys can be comfortable. I have been in that building multiple times. It's a lot of fun to be there and see wrestling. More importantly, it's a lot of fun to see Pro Wrestling Magic live and in person. They've got a lot of great action. They always tend to. I've been a part of a lot of audiences. I haven't worked for Pro Wrestling Magic. I've worked for other companies that have run that building. But I love the management team there. I love those guys there. They've had a lot of successful shows. They run monthly, some specials every now and then, depending on holidays or whatever they want to do. But a lot of great stuff going on. Again, that's this Saturday, January 20th. You can get tickets to the event by going to prowrestlingmagic.ticketleap.com. Now, they haven't announced too many matches for the show. On the previous show, they had a lot of stuff go down. They named some new champions. They've got Mike Donovan, who is a former co-worker of mine, former member of Style and Finesse. He's now a singles guy, and he won their Keys to the Kingdom. So we'll see when he'll get his opportunities down the line. I'm sure he'll have a big match coming up this Saturday. We also have Battle Royal. It's a Chad Adams Memorial Rumble. I'm assuming Chad Adams is somebody close to the company, hence the memorial. And not just any Battle Royal. The winner of this Battle Royal is going to get a shot at the future shot at the Pro Wrestling Magic World's Heavyweight Championship. So that's a big opportunity for a lot of those guys there. They've been announcing some names on their Facebook page. All of the information, social media-wise, Facebook, Twitter, IG, all that stuff, will be listed at the bottom. I'm not going to sit here all day and just recite. They're all at the bottom here. And they got a lot of stuff going on. The Dark Arts Championship, that's their secondary title. It's called the Dark Arts Championship. That shit sounds hot. And the belt looks beautiful. And they have this crowned a new champion, and he'll be defending that championship also this Saturday. And that leads me to the main event, because that's the one match I do absolutely know about. Actually, no. There's, hold on, let me pull this up here, actually, because they actually named a second match here. If I'm not mistaken, I believe it's Jordan Grace and Faye Jackson. My homegirl Faye is going to be in action in New Jersey. That should be awesome. But the main event for this show, it's going to be my homeboy, Mr. King of New York, El Rey All Day, EC Negro, the Pro Wrestling Magic World Heavyweight Champion, defending his championship against former NXT and Sanity member Sawyer Fulton. They'll go one-on-one. Negro was the one who issued the challenge. Fulton has accepted. That match goes down this Saturday on the 20th, and that leads me to my other little announcement. The interview that I had just last night that will be airing next Wednesday is with the Pro Wrestling Magic World's Heavyweight Champion himself, Mr. EC Negro. He was the one who sat down with me in the House of O. He came, and we sat down for roughly 90 to 100 minutes, about an hour and a half. And we sat down and we talked about a lot of shit. We talked about this guy's life, this guy's journey. We got deep. We got vulnerable. It got intense. It got fun. A lot going on. So I'm going to be promoting that throughout this week, so you guys can get to listen to that next week. But this Saturday, January 20th, Pro Wrestling Magic presents Domino. That's the name of the show. Again, you can get tickets by going to prowrestlingmagic.ticketleap.com. You can catch them on all their social media to find out any updated information on the show, whether it be matches or any kind of change in anything scheduled to go down. You can do all that stuff and the information I'm going to list below. So thank you guys for listening to the show. Anything you want to say, Mrs. O, before we sign this thing off? Because I kind of just took over the last 20 minutes of this. I had to figure out a little piece of business.
Nope, can't wait to watch the show.
Can't wait to watch the show. You guys shouldn't wait either to watch this show. So Pro Wrestling Magic this Saturday, guys. Go check them out. Great company, great action. Check me out here again next week, Wednesday night, 9 p.m. The EC Negro interview. I sit down with one of the most controversial superstars in the world today, and we have one hell of a conversation. You guys need to hear this. So thank you guys so much, and I will see you guys next weekend.
Please listen to my daddy show.
Please listen to my husband's show.